Picture this, the Battle of Ajnadayn. It's chaotic, it's brutal, and history is literally being forged in the heat of the moment. And then, out of nowhere, a mysterious figure appears, a single, lone warrior who is about to change everything.
So this warrior, they're dressed head to toe in black, with a green turban, and their face is completely veiled. You can only see their eyes, and they are just blazing with intensity. They move like a storm, just tearing through the Roman army, taking down commanders one by one. I mean, the sight was so unbelievable that even the great general, Khalid ibn al-Walid, may Allah be pleased with him, had to stop and just watch in total awe.
You can just imagine the whispers spreading through the Muslim ranks. Who is this person? This phantom who fights with the power of an entire army?
And this, right here, shows you just how insane the scene was. You've got the Roman legions, thousands of them, this massive organized wall of iron and steel, and on the other side, one warrior. Just one, a whirlwind of pure fury, slicing right through them. It was so incredible that some of the other commanders thought, that has to be Khalid, only to turn and see him standing right there next to them, just as stunned as they were. You see, this wasn't just raw skill. This knight was fighting with this intense, almost desperate passion. There was something more going on here than just winning a battle. So the question on everyone's mind was, who is this person, and what is fueling this fire? Well, to really understand this warrior, you have to look past the armor and see the heart behind it. Because this incredible display of strength, it wasn't born out of a quest for glory. It was born from a deep, profound love, and a truly devastating loss. It all started when word got back to the camp that a legendary Muslim warrior, Dirar ibn al-Azwar, may Allah be pleased with him, had been captured by the Romans. Now his sister, Bint al-Azwar, may Allah be pleased with her, upon hearing this news, she didn't just sit and mourn, no. She took her brother's armor, his weapons, put them on, and rode straight into the war. She made a vow, she would save him or die in the attempt. And these were her actual words, part of a poem she composed. They show this incredible grief, but also this ironclad resolve. For her, a world without her brother was simply unimaginable. So her fight wasn't just for a cause, it was for the most important person in her life. She hid who she was, becoming this weapon, willing to face death to bring her brother back to life. All right, so let's go back to the battlefield. The mysterious knight is still fighting, and their unbelievable courage has now gotten the full direct attention of the commander-in-chief himself. Khalid ibn al-Walid rides right up to this warrior whose armor is now just covered in the blood of their enemies. And he asks, respectfully, but with a commander's authority, he insists on knowing who this hero is that has inspired the entire army. I mean, listen to the admiration in his words. This isn't just an order, it's a plea. It's one of the greatest military minds in history, basically saying, you've earned our complete respect. Please tell us who you are. And then comes this moment of pure tension. At first, the knight says nothing. Khalid insists. And finally, a reply comes from behind the veil. But it's not the deep, gruff voice of a hardened soldier. It's soft, it's gentle, and it's completely shocking. The entire army just fell silent. You could hear a pin drop. This absolute force of nature, this phantom that struck terror into the Romans and inspired the Muslims, was a woman. The Black Knight was Khawla Bint al-Azwar, and she was there for her brother. But believe me, this was not just a one-time thing. Khawla's story was far from over. Her courage and now her leadership were about to be tested in the darkest of circumstances. Later in the campaign, things took a turn. Khawla and a group of other Muslim women were actually captured by the Romans. And for Khawla, the idea of becoming a slave, well, that was completely out of the question. The moment they were taken to the enemy camp, her mind was already at work, figuring out a way to escape. And right here, we get to see her absolute genius, not just as a fighter, but as a leader. She didn't just try to escape on her own. She inspired everyone to fight with her. First, she rallied the other women, appealing to their sense of honor. Then, with some brilliant quick thinking, she told them to arm themselves with the only thing they had, the wooden poles holding up their tents. She organized them, turning them into a cohesive fighting unit, ready to attack. And the result? It was nothing short of miraculous. 30 women, armed with literally just tent poles and rocks, led by the incredible Khawla, they charged their heavily armed Roman guards. They fought with such ferocity that they actually killed 30 of the guards and won their freedom, marching back to the Muslim camp as heroes.
Khawla went on to become a key warrior in the conquests of both Syria and Egypt. She was a living legend, a real-life example of how faith and love can give you a strength you never knew you had. Her story isn't just about a great warrior. It's about a woman who shattered every single expectation, proving that true strength doesn't come from a sword, but from a sincere and courageous heart. Her story really teaches us that when our belief is truly, deeply rooted in our hearts, it can empower us to do things we never thought possible. O Allah, have mercy on Khawla bint al-Azwar and make us among those who defend the truth with sincerity and conviction.